Prelude in G minor by Rachmaninoff, Opus 23, number 5. This was an old warhorse of mine, actually. I played it to get into university. It's my audition piece. I mean, I had a whole repertoire. I played many pieces, but this piece was like my crown jewel of the rep at the time. So it's really cool to get back into it now. So I can say, without any reservations, having played it as much as I did, that this is the most fun you're ever going to have playing piano. It's so fulfilling. It's 3 to 4 minutes long, and it's chock full of so much goodness. We have, something heavy and Russian to start. The middle section is beautiful, so beautifully lush and colorful. Incredibly imaginative, so there's so much in here to do. As long as you have the patience and perseverance to see this thing through, I'm really going to take my time with this tutorial to make sure that, we cover everything. We take it apart. I give you all the layers and all the puzzle pieces, and then you can put the whole thing together yourself. So I'll begin by playing the first little section for you, and then we'll take it apart and I'll teach you how to play yourself. So here's the start of the Prelude in G minor. Stop here. So you can see right out of the gate that we have 2 layers that we can address. So what I'll do is give you the easy stuff first. Yeah, let's begin. Learn this chord. This is the one that you're always going to be coming back to, at least for the first 2 bars of this music. 2 and 1 in the left, 2 and 4 in the right. This is the one that plays 3 times. Now, a quick tip about the technique here is if you're playing this chord 3 times, you're going to eventually have to play it fast. When you're doing that, as you start to speed up these chords, travel up the key just a little bit towards the far side of the keys. It allows the wrists to relax a little bit. By the way, the wrist has to be very relaxed when you're doing this whole piece. This piece has a lot of repeating stuff, and it's very easy for your hands to get tight and tense. You really, really don't want that. I went through that myself, so I'm telling you that's really something you don't want to have to encounter. Keep your hands very loose and flexible as you're playing this, even while you're playing these difficult repeating sections. Another detail is if you find that one of your hands is weaker than the other, so if you're right-handed, very likely this might be faster than the left-hand version, so they might kind of not align nicely. Something like that, right? If you find yourself in that situation, focus on just the middle 2 notes. Relax your thumb, relax your wrists, and travel just a little bit up the keys. If you can do that, if you can make those align, then adding the outside notes suddenly becomes a lot easier. So that's just a little trick that might help you. These repeating chords are everywhere, so what I'm telling you here applies throughout the piece. Okay, so we have this done. Keep that in your back pocket. We're always going to come back to that. So here is what we start with. The bottom layer, the melodic layer, is this, right? So that's what we're going to look at first. We have 3 Gs. Octave in the left, single G in the thumb. Then, so that's 2 and 4, 2 B flats. 4 and 2, 2 Ds. After that, we open back up and nail B flats, 3 B flats. Notice that in the left hand, if I'm playing an octave in the left hand, or in any hand, if the octaves are on black notes, I tend to use 4th finger. It's more secure than using a 5th finger. This one can slip. 4th is much more secure. So, from the beginning, we have G, 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 E flat to D, finishing with 3 B flats. Easy enough, right? Pretty good. Then we have to add these little chords. And we'll do that as follows. We have 3 Gs to begin. Get in position. 3 chords. Next. Position. Once only. 3 B flats. Position. Once only. And there you have it. That's the first bar. That's it. Now, as you can see, there's some pedaling going on here that makes, that sort of slurs some chords along and not others. So this is what I do with the pedal. We have the pedal down for this, and then lift the pedal on the chords. So all 3 of these chords should be dry, so you can really hear them dividing. You don't want them to mix. You don't want it to mix into that mud. So pedal down, and then lift. Pedal, lift, pedal, lift. Not too shabby, right? Also notice when we're playing this, moving from this chord to the 3 B flats, the right hand doesn't have to move. The B flat simply repeats from before. We have this, which includes the B flat. Then we move to the B flats in both the hands. The right hand remains. So little things like this really help things move along and help you to memorize what stays and what changes. So. Not too shabby. The next bar begins the same way. But then we have, so that will be 5, 4, 2, 1, 2, and 4 in unison. And then all of this stuff is the same. So it's just that which is different. Everything else is the same. So that second bar once more is. And there you have it. The first 2 bars are done. This piece is in 4/4 time. We're in G minor. When you're playing this, I think the rhythmic elements of this are so motivic that there's probably not that much that I have to say about the rhythm, but I will count it just to give you some sort of scaffolding in case you really want to count this out. But it's all just 8th note divisible. 8th note divisible. These repeating chords, those are 16ths. So 2 fit into 1/8 there. But I think you can kind of manage this by ear. Anyway, this is what it is with counting. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Next bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Not bad. All done. Now, when you're playing this, keep all of the notes dry right up until D. The D is where you have to put the pedal down. Pedal, lift, pedal, lift. And then we move on. Cover that in the next part of the tutorial. So as I said, I'm really going to take my time with this, and I am giving you all the little pieces very early on because they all repeat. There's so much of what happens in the first 4 bars that are replete throughout this music. So I want to really nail that down for you so that once you get into the more difficult sections, we won't have to dive too deeply. It'll be more self-explanatory. Anyway, as always, you can have a look over there, start a free trial over there, and explore the website. And you'll have access to this whole piece, the series, and the sheet music for download. Okay, cool. So I'll see you guys in the next one. And yeah, this is fun, man. This is gonna be great. All right, see you in the next part of the tutorial. Stick around.